got things fixed this time. But we will see. 56 seconds left to go in the heat. Right now, we're not dropping any frames, so things seem to be pretty good. Bruce Wilton still in the lead it on orange lane, followed by Robert LaFoon on yellows. We see Randy Kirtley crashing here. Sorry about the strikes here, folks. It's yet another heat that we're not going to have the strikes put up here, as I've not been paying attention. Trying to get this computer to work. Nathaniel Burton there in third position. As we see Jackson now suffering the high lanes there, dropping down. Gunner there somewhere in the middle as he makes the position move up in front of Jackson. Looking at the car here, some issues seem to be going on. What did he say? All right, it looks like Jackson's going to get his car put back on white. And it looks like maybe Robert LaFoon took a strike too. I'm not for sure. Full red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. 48 seconds left to go in the heat. Bruce Wilton's been holding it down. If he can win this, he's going to get a pink dot this evening. He's 3 laps different from Robert LaFoon. Glenn Burton fixing to make a pass on Jackson on purple lane here, just in a couple of laps. One second left to go in the heat as we see our software lock up there and completely catch itself back up. Hopefully we'll make it through this race. We're having some, seems to be internet issues here at Lanes Raceway. Dropping another 240 frames. So we get a heat over here. Let's take a look at the track mate here. As you guys can tell, you can't see. So here we go. Bruce Willington, first place, 218 total laps, followed by 216 for Robert LaFoon. And in third position right now, 212 laps, Nathaniel Burton. High averages here we're seeing is Bruce and Robert so far, 54.5 and 54. Nathaniel there with 53, but don't count out Glenn for sure, as he's got 50.8, and he's still got his bottom lanes to run. So we'll see what happens there. We see Glenn there running a 53 on purple. That's not like him. He usually runs quite a bit quicker than that, but nonetheless, we see some pretty competitive times here. Might be time for some power plant changes for some of the racers. Heading back over to the oval. Be back with you in a minute, 45 seconds. All right, 4 red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. We got several down in Dead Man's Corner coming out here. We'll see if they can make it through the high banks. So they do for at least one lap. Down low on black, we got Glenn Burden here fending off Randy Kirtley on purple lane. Randy wanting to make a pass. Glenn not making it easy on him for sure. Randy Kirtley's back in, getting a little sideways there as he comes out of Dead Man's Corner, losing a little bit of time, but now gaining it back as he's going to try to make a rush here to get in front of Glenn, but then he backs it back off. Situations like this, I find it easier just to ride right up there on the back and hope for somebody to wreck. As we just found right now, we got a wreck up here to the high side, and that's going to be Bronny going to take a strike. His first. So our frames seem to be stabilizing here at 240 lost frames. That's probably when we first fired up the stream. So hopefully that reset on the computer fixes. We get a hard hit there at the crook of the track. 2 cars involved in that. Looks like Gunner and Nathaniel Burden. Take strikes there. Minute and 30 seconds left to go. Bruce Bulletin still hanging on to that lead as he's on white lane now. And he's making it hard for anybody to pass him. He's 2 laps ahead as we see another wreck down low. 2 cars involved in the high banks here. Looks to be Jackson Daugherty and Glenn Burden going to take a strike. Bruce Bulletin, interesting to see here. His best lap of 2.350, and Robert LaFoon's a 2.348. Both of these guys running very, very close to one another. And currently, Bruce has got a 2-lap lead here. Now, coming up next, they'll be side by side battling it out. Red and white lane. Red's quite a bit longer than white. It doesn't look like it, but it's about 2 or 3 foot wider or longer. Minute 26 seconds left to go. We got those 2 cars put back on, Jackson and Glenn. Right now, 1 strike for red, 1 strike for green, blue, yellow, purple, and black. Or minus purple, sorry about that. Randy Kirtley don't have a strike. But Bruce Bulletin really hanging it in there on white lane as he's fending off green lane of Ronnie. That's how fast his car is rolling here today. Bruce, no stranger to the podium when it comes to the oval racing here. And I'll tell you, just from what I raced last week with Bruce, as Bruce makes a pass actually on Jackson Daugherty on red lane. But just what I can tell from last week, all 3 of his cars are race winners in the right hands. So we see another strike for green. That's Bronny getting his 2nd strike. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. Randy Kirtley there trying still to make that pass on Glenn, and he does so as Glenn lifts a little bit. But the back end on Randy Kirtley's car is so slippery and sideways that Glenn was able to get the coast there through the high banks portion of the track. It's been a battle back and forth between those 2 all heat long, and it looks like Bronny might be out this heat, so we're going to go ahead and assume that he took his 3rd strike there on green. 4 red lights dropping to green. Here we go. And we see a little lift there from Randy to let Glenn go on by. Now both of them just hanging it out there with these 2. Randy kind of staying really close behind Glenn Burden. Probably the best strategy as they're both very quick. 20 seconds left to go. They're already turning 46 laps there on black for Glenn. 49 laps there for Randy, so he has made it past him a couple times there on purple. So we get a hard hit, 2 cars involved, one of them Glenn Burton, the other one Gunner. Gunner going to take his second, and Glenn's going to take his second. So we see Jackson Daugherty there in the high banks, fixing up his rear end to keep it from sliding down and pulling him out. Glenn Burton's taking a closer look at his car to see if it's bent. He's going to go over there and put it on a block and get a better look. 7 seconds left to go in the heat. Round robin 5 of 8. Bruce Bullington currently your leader, 266 total laps with a median of 2.37 on white. And we get a red flag rotation there. We'll take a look here at the track mate. Compare some of the times between Randy and Glenn down low. Of course, Randy there on purple turning 55 laps. Now that's a tie up with Bruce Bullington, so we'll see the average of Randy, of course, tick up there. And we see Glenn Burton with 53. Now it's a little bit lower on the lower side for Glenn Burton, especially in the truck series here, as he's got a couple wins here in the truck series. Glenn's been a force to be reckoned with all season long in the mini truck series. Robert Laffoon coming out of nowhere today with the new body, the pink body here. He's a force to be reckoned with, only 3 laps down from Bruce Bullington, but turning an impressive 58 laps on black. So far today, that's the fastest, most laps turned. As we head back over to the strikes, we're going to go ahead and clear those out, waiting for the next heat. And you can watch these guys work. We'll be back in a minute, 40 seconds.
Starts in 40 seconds. Race starts in 20 seconds.
All right, folks, 4 red lights are dropping out to green. Here we go. Bruce Bullington still your leader as he's sliding down a little bit in the high banks. A little slow takeoff will mend that well. Robert Laffoon right there behind him running also on white lane. So this is going to be our main focus here as we see Robert Laffoon in a little bit of traffic down low. Jackson Daugherty, he's got to make a pass in front of him. Robert's kind of just sticking it right behind him. We'll see if he's got a fast enough car to make that pass and not get hurt. He's going to have to make some pretty good moves here on white, stay out of some wrecks. As we see another car coming off the track here. And that is going to be Robert Laffoon. Definitely not what Robert wants. But currently Robert has the most laps turned here today with 58 total laps on black. So he's got a fast ride. So one wreck's not necessarily going to hurt him. Blue get a strike. Blue get a strike. Ronnie. And we're back racing. Bruce Bulletin's been holding that lead for quite some time. He's about 4 laps ahead of Nathaniel right now. So Nathaniel now takes over second position from Robert Laffoon after that wreck. So Nathaniel's definitely going to be wanting to make some pushes here, as he's already gained 1 lap so far on Bruce. But after this, Bruce will be coming down the hill. And if he can make it past this and still be in the lead, we're probably, unless something catastrophic happens, we're probably looking at our winner for this race, Bruce Bulletin. Bruce run a great race all race long, 2.319, best lap there on red. In comparison, you know, about as close as you can get would be about blue lane for Ronnie. So it goes to show you how fast he's got his car rolling. Not to say it was an easy win last week, because the competition's pretty tough here and strong, as when you go around the corners with these guys, they tend to not lift. But I will tell you this much. Red's up. Red flag condition. That's got to be glued. All right, folks, we're under a red flag condition. All of red lanes ripped up here. We'll be right back with you. All right, a little quick fix there, folks, as we're back off red flag condition here. Red lane moved up about 3 or 4 foot worth of braid, so that was pretty wild. I'm picking off the super glue off my hands right now. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Red's got a strike, white's got a strike, and blue's got a strike. We see a car wiggly coming out of dead man's corner here. I'm going to see a strike here. And that is going to be a strike for yellow. Their first strike. 6 seconds left to go in the heat. Round robin 6 of 8. And it looks like Bruce Bulletin is going to be able to hang on to this by about a lap and a half. So, folks, if he can just keep it up, we'll see something take place here. All right. Right now, Bruce Bulletin's in the lead. Next two, which is only a couple laps down from Nathaniel. He's got a battle for this. He could possibly take the lead, but he's going to have to keep his P's and Q's in line. Yellow and black left to go for Gunner. So we're looking at a race here probably between Bruce and Gunner, I would say, for the win. Now, as for second position, we're looking at a race probably between either Nathaniel, Robert, and Gunner. So wait and see. We'll see how this thing turns out. Right now, I'm taking a little bit of acetone to clean my fingers off here. I'll take you guys over to the strikes and clear those off. Back to the oval to watch these guys work, and I'll be right back with you in a minute and 30 seconds.
Race starts in 40 seconds. Race starts in 20 seconds. Race starts in 5 seconds.
Here we go, folks. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. The strike board has been cleared. We're ready to rock. Bruce Bulletin, your leader, as we're already two cars coming off here. 3 cars. So we got one on green, one on yellow, and one on orange. All right, here we go. They cluster up like that, it tends to cause some wrecks to take place. Nathaniel Burton now on white lane with 322s. We get another wreck here. Let's see who it is. Looks like Ronnie there on purple lane. Four red lights dropping out to a green. Here we go. Bruce Bulletin holding on to it by about 2 laps. But Gunner is slowly approaching here on black lane. So we get a yellow flag. Ooh, me. Man, he's barely going to keep her in there. as we got a strike there for White Lane, Nathaniel Burden. Minute 33 seconds left. Round robin 7 of 8. Gunner now moved up into second position here. About a lap and a half down from Bruce Bullington. As we see 2 cars coming off here. That's going to be a strike for Black. And a strike for Purple, his second. And here we go. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Jackson and Robert, the only 2 not to have a strike so far. Bruce Bullington, your leader, hanging on to it. He's going to need to pass that orange car quick. So we see a car coming off, I believe, on the ground. That's a strike for Blue. Well, it says Blue. Who is that? Yeah, it's 3. 3 strikes for Ronnie. And that's going to be a strike for Gunner. So that's Gunner's second strike. Minute and 1 second left in the heat. Bruce Bullington currently in the lead, 345. Gunner 343. Nathaniel 341. Seconds left to go in the heat. We had a yellow flag and orange car going all the way to the top. That's going to be Glenn Burden's second strike. And it looks like White Lane came off too, so it's going to be their second strike. A lot of 2 strikers going on here. And a hard hit. Can't tell who it is from here. Pink car, that's going to be LaFoon. And Jackson. Jackson on blue, his first. Roberts first. Everybody's got strikes now. .48 seconds. Here we go. And Gunner now taking over first position as we get a red flag rotation. Gonna head over to the strikes and clear those out. Take a look here at the track mate. Right now, Gunnar Bender in the lead, turning 56 laps on black lane. So it's all going to boil down to this next heat. Gunnar's turned 53 on blue, and Bruce has turned 53 on yellow. So it's a close battle here between the yellow and black here. We'll see who can prevail here in this next heat, because it's tied up, folks. Third position, Randy Kirtley, 366, and Nathaniel, 365 in fourth. Heading over to the oval. Minute 40 seconds. We'll be back with you.
Restart. Seconds. Race starts in 20 seconds.
All right, folks, we're getting a lot of drop frames this evening. This might be our only live stream, because we're already at 960. Let me know if it's bad on your end. Coming into this, Gunnar Bender out in the lead there on the yellow lane. Bruce Wilson up on blue lane. It's bowling down to these two gents. See a car go flying here. Looks to be Randy Kirtley, our first incident. See a strike on black and orange. A really solid heat so far, though. 27 seconds left to go in the heat. And we got a real good race going here. Nice clusters taking form here in Dead Man's Corner as we see some side-by-side action there on orange and purple. 10 seconds left to go. Side-by-side, the race leader passing Bruce for the win. 3 seconds. Gunnar Bender going to bring home a victory here and the pink dot's going to move. No pink dots getting earned in this class this week. Gunnar Bender going to bring it home, and he's going to get a chance next week to get him a pink dot. So as it states, Gunnar Bender 426, Bruce Fulton 424, Randy Kirtley 416, Nathaniel 413, Glenn 411, Robert 409, Jackson 397, and Bryony 339. Guys, as you can tell, my face ain't in this picture. So we'll just go back to the oval, clear out all these strikes, and we're having some issues, like I said, with the stream. This is probably going to be our only stream unless I can get it fixed by the time the next race rolls around. Coming up next, though, we got Group 12X on the orange track. So if I can get it fixed, you'll see it. If not, stay tuned to our Facebook page. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. But get on our Facebook page and, you know, give us a like when you see where these guys are finishing. That Group 12's coming up next. Some top runners there. Probably we're going to see Gunnar there up top again if he keeps his head on. And we'll see Jackson and Randy there battling it out yet again. So stay tuned for that. Then after that, we're going to have our main event, which is the Fairview IT Cup Series. You'll see Glenn Burton there battling it out to stay on top. And we'll probably see a few other people trying to challenge him in that, Randy Kirtley included. Nonetheless, if this is the only heat that or the only race that I get to see you guys live streaming on, God bless you. Thank you guys for tuning in, and possibly